Hello everybody, this is Gregory with How I Lost Over 100 Pounds and have kept it off for 30 plus years. Where there should be no hesitation in your weight loss and maintenance. Today we're going to talk about how I've run the circumference of the earth twice. Now before we begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. Also check out my courses, my podcast, The Awakened Man, my website, Naturopathic Earth, which has hundreds of articles, my books, and if you appreciate my content, there is a link for PayPal for a small donation. So I've run the circumference of the earth twice. How is this possible? Now, literally, I haven't run the earth twice, but it's simple computation. So I started running about 5 miles a day in 1990. I chronicle that around Confessions of an Obese Child, episode 19 or 20. And I've essentially been running or rowing or ellipticizing or cycling a minimum of 5 miles every time I've done it. And as I mentioned in Reflections of a Weight Loss Warrior, probably episodes 3 and 4 when I talk about my college years, I didn't take any days off. So I would run 5 miles every day. And there was a time, I think I mentioned in Reflections 13, when I wouldn't call it half marathon running, but there was a short period I was running 10 to 12 miles a day. And then when I took up cycling during COVID, I was cycling 25 miles a day. So I did a simple calculation. Now this isn't exact, but it's ballpark. So if I was running or doing cardio 5 miles a day times 7 days a week, that's 35 miles, times 4 to get to a month, times 12, I got 1,600 miles in a year. Multiply that by 32 because we're in 2022, and it comes out to about 54,000 miles. The circumference of the earth is essentially at the bulge around the equator is about 25,000 miles. So I've actually cardioed twice plus more. Now, when I sit and think about this, I'm like, wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. It's crazy. But look, it's the little things. It's always the little things. As I talk about in the number one episode I did, the number one thing you must do for weight loss and weight maintenance is change your paradigm. And I hated exercising until I started losing weight. Then it became wired in me. Now it's wired in me. So neither rain nor sleet nor snow, I pretty much work out every day. Now it's not as intense as it was in my 20s and 30s, now that I'm in my 40s. Like on weekends where I have my kids, I don't work out, partly because I really can't. I guess I could have my oldest, who's an 11-year-old, watch the kids and I can go run in the neighborhood, but I'm not really wired for that anymore, so I typically take Sundays off unless I'm sitting in a dry sauna. But still, I mean, you have to change your paradigm, and it's the little things. That's why I talk about making your bed. It's the little things. We do the little things every day and they add up. So if I would have told myself in 1990, hey, by 32 years, you're going to run the circumference of the earth twice, I'd be like, whatever, I can barely run 5 miles in the first place when I first started losing the weight. But it's day in, day out, like I do here. If I do an episode, 2 episodes every day, then I don't have to think, oh, I have to do 365 episodes a year. No, you just do one day at a time. And that's the same thing with exercise. Now, when it comes to exercise, I have been fortunate in some ways that I haven't had any catastrophic injuries. I think the closest I had was within the year that I lost my weight, 1991, I was playing basketball and I severely sprained my ankle and I had to wear a cast maybe for 2 months. But even then it was so wired in me because I was so petrified about getting the weight back that I rode. I tied my foot down in one of the foot slots and then I just had the other one sticking out and I rode. Aside from that, I haven't broken a bone. And I've had shin splints. You know, there's probably been times where I couldn't run, but I was still able to do slow elliptical. And then, of course, I talked about in the Reflections episode, like, what do I do when I'm traveling? There's been times where I've gone to Europe when I'm not running, but I'm walking a lot. Like recently, I was in Chicago in the spring, and I think I walked a total of 7 miles in one day. So again, you just find ways to move the body, shock the body. Now, some of you be like, well, Gregory, you're lucky you've never had an injury in 30 years. Well, part of it is just I'm in good conditioning to not have an injury. And, you know, of course, there's things that are out of your control, like I haven't had a car accident or anything like that. But in terms of working out, I'm conditioned. You know, my resting heartbeat's probably around 55. Last time I checked, 55 to 60. So I've been fortunate that I haven't had a major injury. Do I anticipate this continuing? Probably not. My body is going to start breaking down. Eventually, I'll probably go to rowing more and then swimming. But as long as I'm ambulatory and as long as I can move my limbs, I will be working out every day. So the moral of the story is, guys, like wherever you are in your weight loss journey or weight loss or weight maintenance, Rome wasn't built in a day. I talk about that, I think, in the 3rd episode I ever did. It's okay. Every day is a new day. You start fresh. So if yesterday you binge ate or you drank too much alcohol or you didn't eat well, every day is day number 1. And you just start one day at a time. And eventually you can get these accomplishments that I've been blessed to have, where you maintain your weight, not just for months, but years, but even decades. And that you've been able to run the length of the world. Now, some of you might say, well, cardio isn't everything. You should strength train. And I agree. I do strength train. Do I wish my muscles were more advanced than they are? Sure. But cardio in the long run is more important for your longevity. Having a strong heart and keeping your weight down is more important than having muscles. And I talk about that in a couple episodes. Throughout your protein shakes is one of those episodes. The other one is lose the gut, then regain your muscle, something like that. It's an episode that came out in, I think, October 6th. So yes, it is important to be muscular, but I wouldn't like, if I had to make an exchange, like add more muscle, but in exchange not be in peak cardio health. No, this peak cardio health is gonna make me have a better chance of getting to 70, 80, maybe even 90, God willing. That's God's will, to get that long in life. So the key is keep your waist down. I talked about in the episode on the BMI. The BMI is not a good indicator. Better indicators get your height in inches divided in 2, and your waist needs to be less than that. So guys, in closing, one day at a time. Whenever you have an accomplishment, celebrate it. Think long term. Fix your disordered eating by doing the deep work, looking at your childhood trauma mostly. And you can make these kind of accomplishments that I have made. And I don't say this with arrogance. I say this with humility, that I've been very fortunate through hard work, but I've been very fortunate to do this. And I want to tell you this story, like I do all these confessions of an obese child or reflections of a weight loss warrior, where I'm revealing some more intimate stuff that I'm not that proud of, because I've been where you have been or where you're at now. And that's why I have this channel, is to help people that are in need. So you will get to one of these accomplishments if you haven't done so already. And if you have done so, congratulations. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care, God bless, and pray.